Amen. Amen. Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another evening with Fathers Who Care. It has been one of those weeks. I kid you not. We've been extremely busy out in the community working with those who are less fortunate, doing our due diligence to bring in these young people for this internship program. And I'm going to encourage those of you who are watching that if you have any young people between the ages of 13 to 24, to give us a call at Fathers Who Care and ask for Miss Princess. We have an internship program where we're paying young people from the ages of 14 to 26 from 12 to 15 hours to teach them job readiness skills, send them out to different sites, Walmart, Walgreens, Uncle Remus, wherever we can get them into a store or some type of facility where we can teach these young people job readiness skills. We will also come back and pay them a nice stipend for being trained.
Amen.
So that's one initiative that we're working on. We also have a youth initiative that we're working on, encouraging young people through direct intervention, social skill development. They meet every Thursday on Zoom and in person at 4 o'clock every Thursday. And that's the group that we bring all of these young folks. They call it. They have a group called the West Garfield Park Youth Council.
All right.
So these are young people that come together, peer leaders that talk with each other, that share with each other. And our job as leaders and community elders is to try to empower them and bring them different ideas, different resources, and different individuals who may be able to kind of sway some of those negative behaviors that they may be encountering. Because for the most part, the reason why so many of these young folks are going astray is basically because of peer pressure, all right?
Yeah.
They get out here with some folks who can kind of get them tricked, trick them up and get them out there caught up in some foolishness. So our job as elders is to try to do our best to kind of dispel some of those negative myths that these young people are going through, and also to help them to reduce substance use, senseless violence, and other initiatives in the community. But this show is going to be tailored to men empowering men. And as you all know, this month, August, has so many things going on. Recovery Month is next month, where folks would be out there doing a great deal of marching, rallying. We got a few events coming up. We got one coming up on September the 10th, where we're going to take it back to the street, which we have been doing for the last few months. We did a great deal of work the whole remainder of last year on Albany and Chicago Avenue against homelessness. And so we kind of put a lot of focus on that site over there under the viaduct. They call it Tent City.
Tents, right.
Right. So we were able to kind of work with some folks to help to kind of put some energy behind a new coalition for the homeless, and they call it Chicago Coalition for the Homeless, which they're doing that now. We were able to get Willie Wilson to come over there and put some attention on it, the congressman to put attention on it, and various different community organizations, Lighthouse, Night Ministry, Threshold, Prevention Partnership. I can't remember them all, trust me.
Right.
But all of you guys, you know who you are. Thank you so much for the work you did. Bobby Wright, HSI, Breakthrough, you name them, they were out there. And we just brought a lot of attention to that. And as a result of that, we were able to collaborate with some folks like CHA to make it possible for a great many of like 15 that know of were able to get housing for a year for free in CHA. So it was just from the collaborative work of folks who are laboring. And then we was also focusing on the tent city over there off of Canal, right next to the expressway. So we kind of also brought some energy over there, brought Willie Wilson and the congressman on there to kind of look at some of the things that's going on and see what we can do to help those who are less fortunate. But tonight we want to focus specifically on men empowering men. So you do see three men here, and all of us are really committed to social change, community empowerment, reducing senseless violence and substance abuse in our community. But most importantly, youth leadership and development, and we really try to do what some folks think we can't do. We know in order for us to bring real change in our community, men like ourselves must go back into the community and dispel those negative myths about black men in the lives of their children, about black men in the community, and we need to go back and be the elders of our blocks, like we grew up.
Yes.
You know how that was. You didn't have to wait for your parent to come home. The parent was in the community, all right? The parent was on the block.
It takes a village.
It takes a village.
Absolutely.
So that's what we want to use this show for. So we got Brother Daryl Wicker and Patrick Covington. And they're going to tell us a little bit about themselves, what they do, who they are, their passion for why they do what they do. And we want to encourage those of you who are watching that if you have some young people, again, between the ages of 13 to 24, give us a call at Fathers Who Care, 773-287-5821. Again, the number is 773-287-5821. Or you can log on to fatherswhocare.org. There's so many .net, .com, all of them are connected to that link. And then you can also, I guess it's Twitter, YouTube, all of that good stuff. And you'll find out some additional information about what we're doing. But tonight we really want to take a walk down this lane of men empowering men. For so long, it appears that some men just refuse to come back into the community to which they probably who may have been kind of some of the folks who kind of tore up the community.
Right.
Let's put it clear. Let's be crystal clear, right?
Honest,
Yeah, they may have tore up the community, and now they don't want to come back to the
Keep it
community.
100.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best. And if you would talk to one of my buddies out on the street, he was a DJ. You know DJ. He was say, keep it 300, right? Yeah. So absolutely, Doc. So what we want to do tonight, we want to relax though and really talk to you tonight about what we as men can do to empower those who are less fortunate, but particularly our children. We think that it's really important that men come back, that men show that leadership in the community, but also that men take a stand against some of this senseless violence and other ills that are plaguing our community. I mean, I'm so fed up. Sometimes I don't even like watching the news,
Right.
but I have to watch the news because I want to be informed.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when I'm watching it, I'm just taken aback. You know, last week it was so many shootings, all right? And I'm like, when do it stop? Well, when do we really come back and bring the leaders back into the community? I'm talking about us, where we can really make a difference in the lives of these young folks. So I think the time is now. It's been now. So we're going to talk to some men who are actually doing that, all right? We're talking to some men who has a heart for that kind of work. Last week we was talking to some other men. This week we're talking to more men. And next week, the Lord say the same, we'll have our congressman on the show. And we'll be talking to him about some things going on about trying to bring resources from the federal level back down, which he has been instrumental in doing. Excuse me, with the American Recovery Act funds. That if you know, you got the county, you got the city, you got the state, and you got the federal government, all working together now under this Recovery Act, the fund with the Recovery Act funds. So that to make sure that anybody who are doing any kind of good programming in the community can receive funding and support to do those programs. It can be in violence prevention, it can be in mental health, it can be the street outreach, it can be recovery services, it can be victim advocate. There's so many things that opportunities are available. So let's talk about some of these things, all right? But before we get real heavy into those, I'm just gonna ask to my far right, that's Patrick Covington, and in the middle here is Brother Daryl Wicker. I'm going to ask you all a simple question, and we're going to come from you, Patrick, back.
Okay.
I want to know, who is Patrick, and what motivates Patrick to do the work that Patrick is doing? Basically, what is Patrick's purpose for why he do what he do? Tell me about that, Patrick.
Thank you for that opening.
I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah,
I can see it. I can see it. I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah,
I definitely see it.
Yeah. So
But go ahead, please, sir.
My name is Patrick Covington. I just want to say, just for everybody to know, I've been justice involved for over 26 years, and I think it's very, very important that I come to let the world know and let the young folks know that you can make it. You know, and I've been through some things that allow me to really see the vision of being locked up to seeing the other different avenues that I can take. I don't want to get into more detail later, 'cause I know these questions might be answered coming down the
But all we
line.
want you to do is just be yourself, my friend, and say what you want to say. You know, it's
But
your turn.
I think it's very important that I come back and just share who I am and what I've been through, because there's a lot of young individuals out there that's probably going through things that they're going through now. I've been through.
And or going through,
And
or
going
getting
go
ready to
through.
go through.
Right. Most
So-
definitely.
So they definitely need your leadership.
Right.
So those things that was in the past is in the past. You
Right.
know, I say this a lot, Patrick, just to hopefully bring you a little consolence. All of us are ex something.
Right. Right.
So let's put that out there on
Most
the table,
definitely.
and so we don't have to go there.
Right.
Listen,
Right.
let's put it out there. I mean, everybody is an ex something.
Yeah.
So the beauty is it's X.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Now, and all of us have gone through something. Some of us will stand up and admit it, and some of us may not. But the fact of the matter is, we're conduits for social change.
Most definitely.
We're living our lives to help those who are less fortunate. We are men who've on a mission
Right.
to empower the least of them. That's rather simple.
Yes, sir.
So let's go with you, Daryl. Tell us who are you and what's your purpose, sir?
Thank you for the introduction, Pastor.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
My mission in life now is to be able to try to help somebody, you know, to help currently criminally involved people by somebody that was formerly criminally involved. You know?
Okay.
They say you want to catch a thief, you send a thief to catch a thief.
Is that right?
Absolutely. So,
Okay.
you know, just to be able to go reach back and help the community and help somebody that's going through something that I've already been through. You know, it's you can show somebody how to get out of the hole if you've been in the hole before, right? So
Right.
I just do my best to try to help the community and be an example.
Okay.
You know, I had the opportunity to work with youth in my community with basketball. You know, we try to bring the God aspect to them through basketball. You know, and it's just
It works.
It's really fulfilling. Absolutely.
it works.
You know,
We have a program. Well, it started as a program. It's really a full-fledged entity now. All right. We got a church used to do basketball over at this place called Purcell Hall, right there on Caldera in Washington. It started off just as young men and young women coming to Purcell Hall for weekly opportunities to do basketball, cheerleading, or whatever the young people like to do. And it ended up blowing up into a full-fledged program entitled Ma'afa Redemption. And so these young brothers are now working feverishly as carpenters to learn the trade of being a carpenter, contractors, electricians, all of that. And so I'm just saying what can happen as a result of you just getting them together on something that, you know, they're kind of open to, like playing ball, which they do like that.
Absolutely.
But that's the hook or the caveat.
we plant
or-
the seed, God give the increase.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
And so that's just the way that you bring them in. And if that's what it takes to bring them in, bring them in. We use food, we use peer leadership, we use the TV show, we use outreach, we use a few dollars here, a few dollars there. We use programs, we use baseball, we use recreation. Whatever we need to use to empower our young people, that's what we do. So let's get into some of these other questions here. Now, you both are co-founders of a group entitled the Alumni Association. So let's start with you this time, Daryl, and then we come to you next, Patrick. What is the Alumni Association, and what is the mission and purpose behind this movement?
So we are a peer-to-peer group. We work with guys that's being released from jails and institutions to try to get them reintegrated back into society.
Okay.
Give them outlet to voice their opinions on what's going on in the community.
Okay.
Just the opportunity to, like I said, to adjust, adapt to life after being incarcerated and become a successful member of society.
Yeah, okay. How about you there, Patrick?
Well, yeah, so I'll back it up a little bit. Alumni Association was founded in 2009 inside the Cook County Jail amongst 5 individuals that was formerly incarcerated. And now the organization has grown, and we have different members that's working in different organizations. So we're rebirth to reentry organization that has partnered with organizations like Gateway, West Care, Lundale Legal Center, TAS. So we've partnered with all those different organizations in the past to get those young guys services.
Okay. Yeah, you said some names of folks that we know because, the circle really ain't that big.
Yeah.
West Care and the rest of those other groups, we are partners with West Care as well.
Yeah.
We're doing a few initiatives we got going on with the SPIF program inside schools with Carlos,
Yeah.
Catalina, and of course we do a lot of work with them, Night Ministry, Threshold, Bobby Wright, with Dr. Shafir and Milton, of course. Then you saw the guys that be out when we do the events in the community. But let me ask this question specifically about the Alumni Association. So if for these are folks who are we're gonna call them re-entry citizens, right? That's the new term,
Yeah.
right? That they use.
Returning citizen.
Oh yeah, returning citizens. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Returning citizen, which is another program of re-entry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, and so we kind of do a lot of stuff with that with the congressmen. We actually go out to the prisons,
Yeah.
or we have them zoom in to us. I don't know nobody else who's doing it,
Right.
who are able to get 12 prisons to zoom in to one location.
That's nice.
All right, and so we do that with the congressmen every year in celebration of Father's Day, and then we go out and bring their families with them to some of the prisons. Most of the time we just go to share.
Yeah.
Because others ain't letting too many folks get through the doors, especially these what they call maximum prisons, right? But they will allow them to be on Zoom.
Shared as a treatment facility, right?
Yeah, shared it is a treatment facility. But so they allow us to go in there and bring the families and the kids and stuff and have a day together with the families, which is real nice, man. That's powerful. But the beautiful thing is that even the state of Illinois is a little bit now open to folks on the street empowering folks who are incarcerated.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably always have had people to come in there like chaplains and other folks like that, but not often have they ever been able to bring
The justice involved.
a lot of family members back into the prison to have fun time together. So, and the significant other and the children, without them being at a visiting room or something.
Right.
They're able to do that now. So it's a good thing. But let's get to another question. We were talking specifically about the Alumni Association, and thank you, brothers, for the work that you all are doing on that. But if someone is interested in being a member of the Alumni Association, how could they, or if they want to know additional information about it, how could they get in touch with you guys?
What?
Or who would they call if they wanted to know more
Well,
about
you can call me Alumni Association at cookcountyjail.com
Okay.
or Patrick.Covington, Covington, at Cook County, il.gov, G-O-V.
So that means you're working now with Cook County, because that cookcounty.il.gov, that's a government email address.
Right. It's from handcuffs to man stuff.
I like that, brother. I like that. I like that.
So,
you know what?
so to be on the, from going inside the jail all my life to now working inside the jail.
Hey, listen, man. Let me tell you something. Change has come.
Yes.
And I'm saying to you, a lot of folks have to lay foundation for foundation to be built on. All right.
Yes, sir.
And so you all are recipients of foundation that's been built on. Because trust me, it wasn't that easy.
Right. That's right.
All right.
We stand on
right.
broad shoulders.
Believe me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
We have been doing with the Congressman and Dennis Deere, Commissioner Steele, Commissioner Dennis Deere, Commissioner Robert Steele, and others.
Yes.
We used to do expos for today's black men, like the women do them. We used to do them for the men. And so in that, we used to have the judges, Tim Evans, all of his people, and all the other folks. And our whole thrust was, we were talking about fathers' rights. We were talking about re-entry programs. We were talking about all this good stuff that we know. Yeah, men may have gone through some stuff, but what about when they come home?
Yeah.
How you gonna help these brothers
Most definitely.
when they come home? I mean, they still have children. They still need help. Yeah. So I'm just tickled pink that the state of Illinois is on board, that the national is on board. I mean, so many things now are happening to empower fathers, men in general, to resume, to take back their role in their family. So I'm so happy for you brothers that you all are in the system over there with our good sister over there. And that you all are making a difference in the community, and that you all are walking boldly around doing the work that you all are doing. We're happy about that. But let's talk about fatherhood now, all right?
Okay.
Why is it important for fathers to be in the lives of their children?
Well, statistically, they say children who have their fathers in their life have a greater chance of succeeding, in life. Yeah, it's, the daughter. Most daughters are more likely to listen to their father than they are their mother. they set an example. You know, they teach them how to love and how to accept love. You know, they also just being an example to show what a man should look like in their life. You know,
Okay.
most girls are attracted to a guy that has some of the same qualities of their father.
Right.
You know, good or bad. Hopefully,
Well, we would hope so.
Absolutely.
But how about you,
Right.
Patrick?
Well-
Why is it important for fathers to be in the lives of their children? Why?
Well, I just said from my experience, I have two older boys. They're 32 and 30, and they've got in trouble. And I also have another set that's younger than them, 14 and 8, and they haven't been in trouble.
Right.
So the attitude changes from the ones that I wasn't in their life to the ones I am in their life. So there's a whole different spirit of father being around,
Right.
the caring and the loving. It's more than just being a financial dad.
Right,
You know,
right.
being a responsible dad, emotional dad, that dad that I'm gonna get her dressed in the morning. The task of taking on getting your daughter dressed in the morning, and you try to put on two Mickey Mouse socks, but she can still see that one of them is a shade different than the other one, and she don't want to get in the car. I'm
Okay.
talking about those moments of being a father, man.
Yeah, man, I'm happy about it personally. You know, I mean, I'm a father, and I'm a father of other children.
Yeah.
Any child that comes into my agency, I'm their surrogate father, and I've been doing it for many years. I mean, I'm an elder in the game. All right,
Yeah.
and it's not a job.
Right.
This is what I do. This is my ministry. But now I'm gonna come back and ask you something else. So what in your mind? How can we empower more fathers to become more actively involved in the lives of their children? Now I think that's really important because any man can make a baby,
Yeah.
but it takes a real man to be a
Right.
father.
Right.
So how can we motivate more fathers to be actively involved in the lives of their children?
Well, I don't like to pick sides, but there are a lot of fathers that are trying to get involved with their children. You know, just saying from my experience.
We're talking about those that we may need to encourage. Now, we know a lot of them do it.
I know, right.
We ain't knocking
right.
the brothers that do it.
Right.
We're talking about those that we're trying to motivate.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go get into why I was feeling like that. I wasn't motivated.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we feel like we try to be that financial dad, and it doesn't empower us because we're trying to be financial. Once you become emotional attached to your child, the finance will come.
Okay.
And that was a big hurdle for me. I had to learn how to get attached to them emotionally. Then once I'm attached to them emotionally, there's the love, and then the finances
I
come.
like that way you went with that. Go ahead. I'm going to come back with that, but go ahead.
It's funny how you mentioned that. I remember when I have a daughter that she's grown now, but when she was younger, you know, we would get up in the morning and whatnot. School to be out. You know, we'd ask her, you wanna hang out with your mother? You wanna go with me? And she would always wanna go with me. I'd be like, well, you know, your mama got money. I ain't really got no money. You know, but it like Patrick said, it wasn't about the money. It was just be able to be with your father and just hang out and be a daughter.
You know, and you know, we did a program and we kind of set the tone on some things for a Daddy-Daughter Day. And so it has blossomed now to it's Daddy-Daughter Day, Daddy-Daughter Graduation,
Wow.
Daddy-Daughter Dance,
That's
all
nice.
kind of stuff,
That's
right?
nice.
And so back in the day when it wasn't really fashionable, what I'm saying, back in the day, like I'm
Yeah.
100 years old. But back in the day, I'm talking about maybe 15, 20 years ago, it wasn't fashionable.
Right.
Yeah.
To be talking about fatherhood involvement in the lives of their children. I'm talking about 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And so we came out as positive men saying, listen, men matter. Young men can't be what young men can't see.
Right.
We say fathers matter in the lives of their children. And we do know everyone are going through some change, but we want to encourage those fathers who are watching today that it's okay. You know, it's okay to go through some changes, but the worst thing to do is to abandon your children.
Yes.
That's the worst thing you can do. I mean, we want to encourage more fathers to be actively involved in their children, and we want to encourage you to join us, be it the Alumni Association, be it Fathers Who Care, be it the Westside Men's Group, be it the Gap Builders, be it the Westside Community Stakeholders, you name it, we are involved in them, and we want to help you to get to wherever you need to be. And we want to encourage young men who are watching today, if you're in need of some supportive services, and we don't mind if you've been through something, that don't bother us, man. Everybody done been through something. We have a network of folk that we're collaborating with, where we can take you from point A to point B. And we also address a major issue in our community, mental health, behavior health, stress, anxiety, depression. I mean, we're dealing with the clinical side of absolutely. We're dealing with the clinical side of things. Now we want to encourage those who are watching to give us a call at Fathers Who Care, 773-287-58. Give them your number, Daryl, in case folks want to get in touch with you.
My personal cell phone number, you can reach me at 773-979-8833 if you need some mentoring or anything.
One more time. Give them that number. I don't want them to lose your number.
773-979-8833. Yes.
8833. And that's Daryl, right?
Yes, sir. Daryl Wicker.
At 773-979-8833.
Correct.
And Patrick, do yours again, sir.
708-250-7282. That's my personal cell. You call, I will answer.
Now, I'm going to say also that not only are these brothers part of the Alumni Association, they're actually doing good work in the community and various other, they're just talking about that, but it's impossible to do the work that they're doing without having a spiritual background or a spiritual base. I think you all are based over in Lawndale. A lot of the work that we're doing, and I came up out of Lawndale when this work was breaking ground over there, when things were moving over there back in the day, right?
We go again.
I'm telling you, man, we did a lot of work in that neighborhood, man, with the Staines Foundation before they are who they are.
Yeah.
You know, they started off just as, you know, a little bitty group. But now you got the Staines as senators of the state of Illinois. You got a multi-million-dollar Staines Foundation. So we knew them when they was, you know, just coming to the table, didn't do nothing. And so we kind of been working with Valerie Leonard and all them folks back in the day. So we're saying to you all that's watching, listen, keep your head up. All is well. Everything gonna be all right. We got folks out here who waiting to help you, and all we want you to do is want to help yourself. So if you want to help yourself, we're going to do what we can to help you too.
Yes, sir.
Listen, this work can be rather tedious, but when you love what you do, it's a labor of love. And so we really want to share with you some love. We want to let you know that you're not by yourself, that we care about you, that we know things will get better. We just want you to be a believer in something bigger than yourself, and we subscribe to the tenet of God, and we believe. You can call them what you like. I'm not here to complain or to debate with you about who you worship, and that's your business. Just have some spirit in you. Have faith and believe in the faith. Keep the joy, keep the spirit, and keep on helping somebody else, because when you help somebody else, the Almighty has a tendency to help you. And that's what we want to talk about today. And your time is moving, and I'm going to get these good brothers back, because we're going to have to shut this down in a minute because other folks come in. But we want to let you know that at Fathers Who Care, we have references, we have referrals, we have weekly empowerment groups, spiritual enrichment groups, we have supportive services, internship programs for young people. We're focusing in the areas of health, wellness, behavioral health, and we're definitely bridging the gap between young people and the elder.
Yes.
And most importantly, ladies, we want to also let you know that we have not forgotten about you.
That's right.
So we have another component, strengthening relationships between men and women. So if you need any of that support or any assistance, please give us a call. We will be able to give you any kind of support we can. Again, God bless you. God keep you. Keep the faith, and we'll talk to you on the other side. Good night. Thank you, Daryl.
Thank you for the
Thank
invite.
you, Patrick.
Yes, sir.
You all keep doing the work. It will pay off in the long run. And give my good sister over there, Kim, a hello for me and a big old hug.
Yes,
and
sir.
tell her thank you for all that she's doing. I know she's laboring. God bless you. Good night, and keep the faith.